Page 71, discuss the range of dhammas that the intellect or the mind can perceive and process. What types of dhammas are the Satipatthana yogi supposed to contemplate?
The range of dhammas, we actually look at page 57. Contemplation of phenomena classified according to the Buddha's teaching in order to understand the principles of conditionality. I think we talk about conditionality more, and thereby realize Nibbana. Of course, this one cannot.
Put nearer, please.
Okay.
So, in reference to the note on page 57, what was the conclusion? What is the range of Dhamma? All the Dhammas that the Buddha taught, is it?
Yes, basically.
Okay.
Because Dhamma is everything.
So going back to page 70?
71.
71, yes.
Okay. Then, when it comes to the types of Dhamma, the Satipatthana yogi supposed to contemplate, very simple, we say it's only the 4 frames of references in this Satipatthana Sutta. You have got the 4 frames, Kayu, Nupassana, Vedana, and then the Chitta, and then the Dhamma Nupassana.
Yeah, I know, but the Dhamma is in the Dhamma. So what is the Dhamma?
Oh, that part we did not touch on.
That's not
We're waiting for you to come out with something.
No. Yeah.
Which part was it?
We're talking about watching television. It's not the Satipatthana Dhamma.
These are worldly events which does not happen during Buddha's time. It cannot happen. And the watching of television we did talk about.
So? Is that
Satipatthana?
yeah, I'm asking you.
It's not discussed with us during the whole sessions.
Okay.
I think basically that is also entertaining of the senses. It is also Satipatthana.
I think you already mixed up the two, you know. The answer to the first question, you say, discuss the range of dhammas that the intellect can perceive and process. And then you say
teaching.
That is the, what you call, whatever dhamma that is classified according to Buddha's teachings.
Yes.
Is that your answer?
Yes.
I thought that should be the second answer. The answer to the second question. What types of dhammas are the Satipatthana yogi supposed to contemplate? You contemplate classified according to the Buddha's teachings. That should be the answer.
Yes.
For the second one, not the first one.
But second one is on Satipatthana. So that is out of the...
Okay. Yeah, so if the answer to the second question is found on page 57, you know, the Satipatthana yogi is supposed to contemplate all those dhammas that has been classified according to the Buddha's teaching. That is the answer, but you gave the answer to the first question.
Okay.
Okay, so what is the first question? What is the answer to the first question?
We were talking about the dhammas, the range that can be perceived by the intellect, included the 6 senses door object, included the teaching of the Buddha, because these are what the intellect can understand. Okay, included whatever objects that perceived by the 6 senses door, because the first dhamma included everything. If you like to say, it included everything. Included the teaching of the Buddha, included the Satipatthana, because these are something that can be perceived by the intellect. But when come to the Satipatthana Dhamma, then we are talking about this, the 4 establishment of mindfulness and also the teaching of the Buddha.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else want to try? No? Okay, come, please.
When we talk about types of dhammas that the Satipatthana yogi is supposed to contemplate, for this I will quote the Sabha Sutta, the discourse on the all.
What did he say?
I was going to say, as to what is in that discourse of the all, Bhante can elaborate.
No, please. Don't pass the buck to me.
Well, basically, when you look into the all, is all the 18 elements. The sense object, sense space, sense consciousness, and the interplay between all 3. That's the all.
Yeah, but still it comes back to Dhamma.
Yeah, but we don't have to classify
what
in
is
terms of
Dhamma?
like the seven factors of enlightenment and this and that, because everything is lumped up between
I
them.
know,
Yeah,
in the Sabha Sutta,
Yeah.
you talk about the 18 dhatus, right?
Yeah.
18 elements. Now the one is that you have Mano Dhatu, Mano Vijnana Dhatu, and Dhamma Dhatu. So what is Dhamma Dhatu? You still come back to the same question, right?
we still haven't defined the Dhamma Dhatu yet.
Okay. Anyway, thank you for trying. So actually the answers to question number 15 discuss the range of dhammas that the intellect can perceive and process. The first part of the question refers to anything under the sky. You know? Anything under the sky. Whatever, not necessarily anything that only what the Buddha has taught. All this IT knowledge, all this knowledge of physics and chemistry, anything that the intellect can perceive, that is range, right? But maybe we shouldn't use the word intellect. When you use the word intellect, then you confine it only to rational information. If you use the word mind, then it goes even beyond the intellect. For example, you can even perceive nibbana, can only perceive other things that the normal rational mind cannot perceive. All right? The types of dhammas that the Satipatthana yogi is supposed to contemplate then would come under page 57. The dhammas are classified according to the Buddha's teachings. Right? And these dhammas classified according to the Buddha's teachings are specially geared for the spiritual path to awakening. So that is the job of the Satipatthana yogi, to look at it that way. And what does it include? The problem is, within the dhammas that the Buddha has classified, there is still the word dhamma that is used for mental object. Yeah? So actually it doesn't really solve the problem. No, because when we talk about what are the dhammas, when it comes to the six senses, the five senses and their respective objects are very clear. When it comes to the sixth sense and its object, the Buddha says Dhamma. All right. So what is the Dhamma? You still haven't solved that problem. So this will be related to a slide that I will show tomorrow, and it's about sankharas. It's about things that exhibit the characteristic of anicca, dukkha, anatta, in order for you to understand conditionality. All right? Basically, that is the principle to use to determine what is the range of dhammas that the Satipatthana yogi is supposed to contemplate. Anything that can exhibit the three characteristics and conditionality. Okay? Now, that is not limited to just citta, rupa, citta, and cetasika. Like I mentioned earlier on, this is the idea of the Abhidhammikas. They say that the object of focus of vipassana yogis is confined to these three things: this paramattha dhamma, these ultimate realities, so-called ultimate realities, which is rupa, citta, cetasika. Rupa is anything that can be felt, directly experienced through your five senses. And then citta, of course, is the mind. And then mental, cetasika are mental states that are connected with the mind. Now, the word citta used in Abhidhamma or in the Abhidhammata Sangaha is very specific. Rather, it is a generic term for all types of minds. Right? So, you say, for example, Chakku Vijnana. Chakku Vijnana is supposed to be eye consciousness. That is also a type of citta. Then Sota Vijnana, ear consciousness, that is also a form of citta. So for the Abhidhammata Sangaha, the citta means consciousness together with other mental phenomena. Now, for example, you have phassa, contact, is a mental phenomena, right? You have what we call manasikara, attention. That is also another mental phenomena. And then you have vedana, feeling, which is also a mental phenomena. That is also a cetasika. Then we have sanya, perception. That is also another form of cetasika. Then we have sati, samadhi, faith, which is saddha, virya, effort. And these are all different mental factors. Yeah, and these are according to if you classify them according to the 5 aggregates. In the five aggregates, we have rupa, which covers all the material phenomena, and then the other 4 aggregates will cover the mental phenomena. Now, in the 4 aggregates, you have vijnana, which is consciousness, and then we have vedana and sanya. Then sankhara is everything else. Everything else that doesn't fall under sanya, vedana, and vijnana goes into sankhara. So it's like it covers everything else. So a citta, according to the Abhidhamma Sangaha, is defined according to that vijnana plus the combination of mental factors called Cetasika. So different combinations will give different types of cittas. Right? That's the Abhidhamma Sangaha's point, method of classification. So according to them, for a vipassana yogi, they are supposed to contemplate only these 3 things: citta, cetasika, and rupa, or rupa, citta, and cetasika. And anything else beyond that is not paramattha, and you will not see the 3 characteristics, and you cannot get enlightened. Okay, that is the Abhidhammika's point of view. What I'm saying is that in the suttas, the Buddha did not make such a clear-cut distinction. In many suttas, the Buddha mixed together experiential reality together with conceptual reality. All right, and you could see in Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta, the Buddha actually defined the elements according to the 31 parts of the body, and also asked that person who was listening to his talk to contemplate it in terms of anatta, not mine, not me, not myself. So what I understand from this Dhamma is that it covers anything that can exhibit the 3 characteristics and conditionality, and they are not confined to just citta, rupa, citta, and cetasika. What does this mean? Which means also that your thoughts, your ideas, your assumptions, your beliefs, all these are also subject to conditions, right? Due to causes and conditions. They also arise and pass away, and they are also worthy of observation and contemplation. And a lot of yogis who are trained according to this Abhidhammika idea are not encouraged or discouraged from watching their thoughts. Yeah. So, for example, in the Mahasi system, when you're only thinking, you'll be say you just have to keep on labeling it as thinking, planning, scheming, and then forget it. Don't investigate into it. If you investigate into your thoughts, you are getting into the world of concepts, and you cannot see anicca, dukkha, anatta. I mean, that is the idea based on the Abhidhammika's belief. And so what has happened is a very strange phenomenon has happened. Is that vipassana teachers who are supposed to be masters of their mind, who are supposed to understand what the mind is all about, especially in the West, had to go to see psychotherapists to settle their psychological problems. This is a bit contradictory, isn't it? If you're doing vipassana, you're supposed to understand your mind. How come, if you understand your mind, you're a vipassana teacher, you understand your mind so well, and still you have to go and see a psychotherapist? I think the Buddha is a foremost psychotherapist already. You don't have to go to see another one. So it's the reason, I think, is because they neglect looking at how their thoughts and ideas function, because that is also due to cause and conditioning. That is also not me, not mine, not myself. They only see not me, not mine, not myself with regard to citta and cetasika, but not with regards to thoughts. So the thoughts and ideas are still mine, and me, and myself. But the citta, cetasika, and ultimate realities are not me, not mine, not myself. Right? So how often are you in the ultimate reality, and how often are you in conventional reality? Okay, most of the time you are in conventional reality. Right? You are dealing with people, you are relating with people, and you can only go into ultimate reality when you sit with the eyes closed. Right? And focus on maybe the kalapas or the mental phenomena. Right? So there is this discrepancy between the yogi's practice in intensive retreat and his conduct and behavior when he comes out of it. And because of this, that has created a lot of doubts among practitioners. Yeah, I think there are some yogis who have discovered, that there is a difference between the practice they did in the past, where they just avoided or disregarded the mind and the thoughts, and this I don't know what you call new, this growing movement in looking back at your mind to understand how the mind works, going beyond citta and cittasika and going into thoughts, ideas, beliefs, assumptions, to understand how the mind works in terms of conditionality. And when you look, when you take away the emphasis from looking at the arising and passing away of physical phenomena, and you look into the arising and passing away of mental phenomena, particularly the conceptual aspect of mental phenomena, then you begin to see that there is a change in character. There's no more discrepancy between practice in intensive situation and practice in the daily world. There is a harmony, because whether you're in intensive practice or whether you're out of it, you still see anicca, dukkha, anatta, and you see conditionality. Right. So this is what I would like to stress in this workshop.